ner, lehadlik ner, shel Shabbat. We're going to turn to page 10. At the very bottom of the page, I would like us to read together where it starts with the sun. The sun on the treetops no longer is seen. Come, gather to welcome the Sabbath, our Queen. Behold her descending, the holy, the blessed, and with her the angels of peace and of rest. Draw near, and here abide. Draw near, O Sabbath bride. Peace also to you, angels of peace. We're going to turn to page 15, again at the bottom of the page, and we're going to read together a psalm. Sing to Adonai a new song. I'm sorry, that was 15. For God has worked wonders. God's right hand, God's holy arm has won God victory. Adonai has manifested God's victory, has displayed God's triumph in the sight of the nations. God was mindful of God's steadfast love and faithfulness toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth beheld the victory of our God. Raise a shout to Adonai, all the earth. Break into joyous songs of praise. We're going to turn to page 28, and we're going to open the ark, and we all rise to sing the Baruch. Yai la 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 la. Baruch et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach. Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Hamevorach, Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Thank you. You can be seated. We're going to go to page 31, and we're going to read the second paragraph where it starts with, "This is an hour." This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 32. And we're going to sing together Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Amcha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shakbenu, U'kumenu nasiach bechukecha, V'nismach b'divrei Toratcha, U'mitzvotecha le'olam ba'ed. Ki hem chayenu, Ve'orech yameinu, Uvahem nege yomam v'layla, Nege yomam v'layla, V'ahavatcha al tasir, Mimenu le'olamim, Baruch ata Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael. Okay, a little folk ending. We are now going to turn to page 34. We don't have to open the ark, but we do need to rise for those who are able. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Ba'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Ba'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Please be seated. Okay. On page 36 at the top of the page, we will recite or chant together, Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha vedibarta bam beshivtecha beveitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uveshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai Vitem Kedoshim Lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Hotzeti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Leot Lachem Lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. Thank you for whoever reminded me. I heard somebody singing it. I had spaced it out. Okay. Are we online? Wow. The wonders of technology. Now, we're going to turn to page 40. Some of you heard me explain this 2 weeks ago. Why am I doing the old Michamocha, the old Reform Michamocha? I'll give you a straight up answer. It's where I learned it. Brith Shalom. Where did this congregation come from? Brith Shalom. I kind of feel, first of all, I love the tune. It's always been my favorite of the Reform liturgy because due to my father's position, we went to every shul. So I grew up going from Reform temples to Orthodox shuls because my dad was the first director of the Bureau of Jewish Education, and he felt like he couldn't show favorites. But this is my favorite Michamocha, and especially for this congregation, it's a way of connecting with the roots. So together, Michamocha ba'elim Adonai, Michamocha Ne'edar ba'kodesh, Nora tehilot oseh vele, Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'eli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. I appreciate all of you humoring me because I know it's only done this way when I'm on the bima leading the service or leading the music. We're going to turn to page 46. We're going to open the ark. Those of you who can rise, please rise as we will do the tefillah, otherwise known as Amidah, which is actually more accurate because Amidah means standing. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufiaki tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, U'mevi Gula Livnei Bneihem, Le'man Shemo ve'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai. Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, Mechaye hakol ata rav lehoshia, Mashiv haruach umorid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim vechesed, Mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofeh holim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar mikamocha bal geburot umidomela melech meimit umekayeh umatzmiach Yeshua b'neman ata lachayot hakol Baruch ata Adonai Mechaye hakol Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh U'kadoshim v'chol yom yalu hasela Baruch ata Adonai Ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. The morning version of this prayer, by the way, is often called Shmoneh Esrei because Shmoneh Esrei means 18, and there are that many individual prayers within it. The Tefillah or Amidah is made up of various prayers that have been put together. This is rabbinical Judaism as opposed to biblical Judaism. We're going to turn to page 58. What I'm going to do, I'm going to read the first part in Hebrew, and then everybody, we will read together, well, you will read actually the English and then we'll say the prayer at the bottom together. So I will start. Modim anachnu lach she'ata hu Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu le'olam va'ed. Tzur chayenu magen yishenu atahu ledor vador. Nodeh lecha unsaper tilatecha al chayenu hamsurim biadecha ve'al nishmotenu hapkudot lach ve'al nisechel shebechol yom imanu ve'al niflotecha v'tovotecha shebechol 8 erev avoker Uvitzaraim. Hatov ki lo chalu rachamecha amrachim ki lo tamu chasadecha meolam kivinu lach. And now you start with we acknowledge. And together at the bottom of the page, Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. Why do I add these two? In the Shmoneh, in the Amidah, there's really only 4 places that one is required to bow. Even though people do every time they hear the Baruch atah Adonai, the truth of the matter is you only need to do it at the very beginning of the Amidah and at the end of that first prayer where it says, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, and then these 2 places. So I like to include that because those are the 4 places where one is supposed to bow. Now we're going to turn to page 60 and pray that my voice holds out. I suppose as long as I don't sound like Kermit the Frog, I'm okay. Together at the top of the page of 60, Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. One prayer too soon. We're going to go to page 253. We're going to do the Mishaberach, as I've mentioned before, what I consider to be one of the most important prayers that is in the service, prayer for the welfare of others. I'm going to read the list of names that we have here of people we are praying for, and then I'll pretend I'm Moses and extend my hand. And each of you, if you have someone that in mind, please add their names. But we're talking about Sherry Davies, Leah Dolman, Malia Willis, Judy Yesowich, Lev Dickerman, Carla Dunbar, John Lermit, Nash Zayed, Rich Goldward, Jim Todd, Madeline Scarborough, Sharon Pratt, Steve Duvall, Susan Charlton, Austin Naamani, Carrie Kaplan. Of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imot bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, a renewal of body, renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Well, the parsha for tonight is something called Trumah. Trumah means an offering, as in a sacrifice. This whole parsha is, on the surface, a very dry, it's basically instructions for building the sanctuary, the Mishkan, including the Ark of the Covenant, so that God could have a dwelling place amongst his people. Now, you look at this, and this is just a bunch of instructions, like you get when you're putting together a model or something like that. And I mean specific instructions down to what the materials are, how they are to be used, the parts to be made, how they're to be put together. Not the most interesting unless you're in construction. Okay? It's just not. And I was thinking to myself when I started looking at this on Monday, what am I going to do with this? Now, lately, I've been using the Lubavitcher Rebbe and Rashi as my sources. But they didn't have anything that did it for me. If it doesn't do it for me, I can't present it to you. It just doesn't cut it. But I went back to the source I used many times before, Rabbi Sachs, the late former chief rabbi of the British Empire, Great Britain, whatever you want to call it, the UK, and he had an interesting take on it. I'm actually going to read a couple of things here because I can't improve on his language, and I'm not going to attempt to. The Torah describes two acts of creation, God's creation of the universe and the Israelites' creation of the Mikdash or Mishkan, the sanctuary that traveled with them in the desert, the prototype of the temple in Israel. That got my attention right away. And then he goes on to say, the connection between them is not incidental. As a number of commentators have noted, the Torah invokes a series of verbal parallels between them. The effect is unmistakable. The latter mirrors the former. As God made the universe, so he instructed the Israelites to make the Mishkan. It is their first great constructive and collaborative act after crossing the Red Sea, leaving the domain of Egypt and entering their new domain as the people of God. Just as the universe began with an act of creation, so Jewish history, the history of a redeemed people, begins with an act of creation. Wow. Not something that would have occurred to me. he goes on to say the key words, make, see, complete, bless, sanctify, work, behold, they're the same in both narratives. The effect is to suggest that making the Mishkan was for the Israelites, was what creating the universe was for God. And again, I'm using the English translation, but the words are the same. For Genesis, and God made the sky. And in Exodus, they shall make me a sanctuary. In Genesis, and God made the two great lights, the Mishkan, and in Shemot, or Exodus, they shall make an ark. And God made the beasts of the earth, make a table. And God saw all they had made, and behold, it was very good. And verses, Moses saw all the skilled work, and behold, they had done it as God commanded it, they had done it. The heavens and earth and all their array were completed. All the work of the tabernacle of the tent of meeting was completed. And God completed all the work that he had done. And Moses completed the work. And God blessed. And Moses blessed. And sanctify it. And you shall sanctify it in all its vessels. The parallels are uncanny. But the disparity of is found in how the story was told. The creation of the universe takes just 34 verses. Together with the first three verses of, mere 34 verses, the first chapter in Genesis, and again, along with the 3 verses in the second chapter. However, making the Mishkan takes hundreds of verses. As I said, it goes into excruciating detail. Considerably more than 10 times as long. Why? This is the thing that really got to me. The rabbi answers, the universe is vast. The sanctuary was small, a modest construction of poles and drapes that could be dismantled and carried from place to place as the Israelites journeyed through the wilderness. Given that the length of any passage in the Torah is a guide to the significance it attaches to an episode or law, why devote so much time and space to the tabernacle? The answer is profound. The Torah is not man's book of God. It is God's book of humankind. It is not difficult for an infinite, omnipotent creator to make a home for humanity. What is difficult for human beings in their finitude and vulnerability to make a home for God. Yet that is the purpose not only of the Mishkan in particular, but of the Torah as a whole. It's our home for God. That's why they went to that kind of details. One other thing to add, there was a famous rabbi, Yehuda Hanassi. Hanassi nowadays is used for president, but back then it meant prince. So he was Rabbi Judah the Prince, and his work is held up over the centuries as well. Rabbi Judah Hanassi said, wherever it says that it came to pass, it refers to something new. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, wherever it says, and it came to pass, it refers to something that existed in the past, it was then interrupted, and then returned to its original situation. The explanation was, when God first created the world, he wanted to have a dwelling in the heavens and in the earth. And he summoned Adam and said, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But Adam and Eve transgressed the command of the Holy One. Blessed be he, I love that term, said to him, this is what I wanted, just as I have a dwelling place in the upper worlds, so I wish to have a dwelling place in the lower worlds. I commanded you one thing, and you did not keep it. Immediately God withdrew his presence to the heavens and did not come back until the Mishkan was built. The final thing is how this was summed up. Then came Moses and brought the divine presence down to earth. When? When the tabernacle was erected. Then the Holy One, blessed be he, said, I have come into my garden, my sister, my bride. When you say my sister, my bride, in that context, it refers to all of Israel. I have come to that which I desired from the outset. This is the meaning of it came to pass on the day that Moses finished erecting the tabernacle. The source of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's statement that whenever it says, and it came to pass, it refers to something that existed in the past, was then interrupted, and then returned to its original situation. Essentially, creating the sanctuary was creating a dwelling place for God. We still do this. It's right there. Shabbat Shalom. Now, Fred Levine is going to read the announcements, and then we'll continue with the rest of the service.
Shabbat Shalom. So happy that we have well over a minyan here tonight. Aviv, you can really pack them in.
Let's get serious.
Shabbat services tomorrow morning will be at 10:30. There will be no streaming. Temple Shalom will hold a special congregational meeting Sunday, March 8th at 2 p.m. The agenda will include an update on our finances and a vote on our location. Those will be the two main topics. Please watch your mail for formal notice of the meeting, and please attend. Save the date for our second night Passover Seder, which will take place Thursday, April 2nd at 5:30. It's open to the entire community. Enjoy a delicious meal prepared by Good Belly. Reservations must be prepaid and submitted with the form by March 20th. A Popeye Purim is coming to Temple Shalom. The BLT players will perform a Purim spiel they conceived, written by our own Sheila Steinman Wallace, and based on the famous comic strip created by Jewish cartoonist E.C. Seeger, on Friday, March 6th at 6:30 p.m. Come see Wimpy as King Ahasuerus. Ahasuerus, thank you. Olive Oil as Esther, Bluto as Haman, and of course Popeye as Mordecai. The Louisville Council of Jewish Congregations presents the Purim Carnival Extravaganza Sunday, March 1st from 12:30 to 3:30 at Adath Ashurin. An RSVP is required. Mark your calendar. The highest refugee Shabbat is set for March 13th at 6:30 right here at Temple Shalom. The next BLT, or Bagels, Lox, and Torah, which is our monthly Torah study sessions over bagels and juice, is slated for March 14th at 10:30, Saturday. Try to make it. The sessions are relaxing, fun, inspiring, and educational. Support Temple Shalom and save all year long. When you purchase a cash book for $20, $10 will go to Temple Shalom. It's a booklet of coupons that Latanya has and many of the members have. Enjoy valuable discounts on groceries, local restaurants, and fun activities throughout Louisville and the surrounding area. Coupons are good through the end of the year. To purchase coupon books, contact LaTanya in the office or Matt Doctorow. A History of Jews in Louisville from 1760 to the Present is a lecture by Sonny Meyer of Herman Meyer and Son Funeral Home and will be held on Wednesday, March 4th at 6 o'clock at the JCC. Tickets are free for members of the Filson and $10 for prospective members. Bring your talent and passion to Temple Shalom. Do you have a passion or talent? We really could use your help. Please scan the QR code in this week's email blast and sign up to volunteer. I'm sure we can find something for everybody to do. We're in year 3 of our Kadima campaign, and once again, a generous and anonymous donor has offered to match our first $75,000. We're close, but we're still short of what we need to reach our goal. Please help us unlock that match. More details about all these events can be found in our weekly email blast. If you're not receiving our weekly email blast and would like to, please contact LaTanya to get added to the list. Thanks to Aviv tonight for leading us in the music service and the whole service. And thank you, Lori, for streaming services tonight. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to add one thing. March 13th is Immigration Shabbat. We'd really like a good turnout. I'm bringing along a special guest, Dr. Fran Weinstock, who, now that she's retired, her only job is being the singer of Lost Tribe, and a much better singer than yours truly. So we're going to do some songs together for Immigration Shabbat, and I think you'll enjoy that. Some of them you even know. Okay, and I want to thank Fred for reading the announcements, or be my guest. We're going to turn to page 2. I'm going to do 294, but rather than just read, before we do that, we're going to do You Got to Move. You guys know this by now. You got to move. You got to move. You got to move, child. You got to move. When the Lord gets ready, well, you got to move. I don't hear anybody. You got to move. You got to move. You got to move, child. You got to move. When the Lord gets ready, well, you got to move. You might be high, you might be low, you might be rich, child, you might be poor, but when the Lord gets ready, well, you got to move. You got to move. You got to move. You got to move, child. You got to move. When the Lord gets ready, well, you got to move. We see the people, they're walking the street. See the policeman, he's walking his beat. When the Lord gets ready, well, you got to move. Together now. You got to move. You got to move. You got to move, child. You got to move when the Lord gets ready. Well, you got to move. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died in this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own Zichronam Livracha, may their names be for blessing. We remember tonight Irving Epstein, the grandfather of Karen Bloom, David Doctorow, the father of Matt Doctorow, and the grandfather of Hannah Dolman, it says, Molly Weinberger, Judy Lynn Lahaki, Irma Isler, William Skip Haynes, Vita Safkovich, the mother of Mick Safkovich, and we're in Shloshim for Rabbi Martin Cohen. We will all rise together as we recite the Kaddish for those of our people who have gone on before us. Page 294, Yitgadal v'yitkadash me rabbah, bi'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach leolam leolmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min gol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Please be seated. We're going to end the service. We had a request tonight. I'm praying that I remember this. At the bottom of page 349. And I'm going to do my best to remember this. Eli, Eli, shelo yigamer le'olam, hachon ve'hamayam, vishrush, של המים, ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם, החול והים, וישרוש של המים, ברק השמיים, Tfilat ha'adam. Oh God, my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. That was great. I always enjoy your commentary and I always learn something.
Well, because